guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope both of you doing really well. And this is your CAF World Cup qualifiers review, where we got a lot of stuff to discuss and some big things have happened here. Loads of upsets, so I'm really excited to do this review. And if you like the video, please do like and share the video. And if you like my videos in general, please subscribe to the channel as well. So starting off, we had Zimbabwe taking on Nigeria. Another disappointing performance from Nigeria. I'm losing words for this team. So much talent, yet they deliver so little, and that's just not acceptable. If you're a Nigerian football fan, I'm sure they'll be unhappy with this, and they should be, rightly so, because this just wasn't good enough. Again, what is this? They drew at home to Lesotho. Now they drew away to Zimbabwe. They're on 2 points of 2, probably in the worst state going into an AFCON, where they got a really tough group in Equatorial Guinea, Guinea-Bissau and Ivory Coast. Their work is cut out, and it's going to be a long couple of months here for Nigeria. So big work to be done there. Zimbabwe, credit to them. They were winning the game. Nigeria got an equalizer back, but I thought they were better than Nigeria, and they almost won it. So credit to them, but 2 draws, I think they would have wanted more from the run of their game. But this is a good result against Nigeria. They're on 2. Nigeria on 2. Meanwhile, we had Mozambique taking on Algeria in Mupata. And this was a long 10-hour flight for Algeria. And they did well. I thought they did well. 2-0 win. Look, Belmadi, people might question him. I was like, oh, he's an average coach. He don't know what he's doing. But I think based on how the other African teams are getting on, I think Algeria is doing fine. They are seriously doing fine. Football doesn't need to be pretty. Look, football is never going to be pretty. If you're African side, it's very hard to be pretty. It's more about physical aspect. I thought Algeria were brilliant in terms of the physical aspect. Of course, Belmadi made some changes from the Somalia game, but it felt like there was a clear pattern. I thought they played alright, to be honest. Still, you got Benacer to add to this, so I think that's a good look if you're an Algerian fan. The defense, I think, still needs work, but Mozambique had a couple of chances, forced the goalkeeper into some really good saves, but not enough really to get anything out of this game for Mozambique. But Mozambique are in it, based on the other result in this group. Moving on, we had Burundi take on Gabon, and Gabon went away to Burundi and won. Big result for Gabon. I thought Burundi would win this one. I thought they would do 2 out of 2, not to be. But Gabon, great result for Gabon, going away to Burundi, getting the victory done, and now they're in a driving seat in this group. Gabon, I think, will look at this Gambia game coming up in the future, be like, we got this. But I thought Burundi, they didn't show the same intensity they showed on matchday 1. And this has been a factor with loads of African sides. They have played a different way in matchday 1, and especially if they played at home on matchday 1, if they go away, they seem to have struggled. So, but Burundi were at home for both of the games, technically, in Dar es Salaam, in Tanzania, but still, disappointing. I think Burundi could have got a win there. Moving on, we had Sierra Leone taking on Egypt. 2-0 win for Egypt. Really boring game. I thought nothing much really happened. I thought Egypt were favourites. Egypt won in Liberia, of course. This game was being held. Egypt already on 6 and looking very decent in this group. And it's going to take quite a bit to for them not to qualify out of this group, in my opinion. Moving on, we had Sudan take on DR Congo, and another upset. But DR Congo, they will be disappointed with this result. Away in Libya, it's not even in Sudan. I thought if it was in Sudan, yes, maybe a difficult place to go. But Libya, it was a neutral venue, so I think DR Congo should be disappointed with that result. They had more than enough, I think, guile to win the game, but none of that positivity just didn't come to the fore if you're a DRC fan. And I think they'll be disappointed with the other game went between Senegal and Togo. They could have been going into that big game against Senegal after the Africa Cup of Nations in first position, but now they'll be in 3rd. But the way the group stage is shaping up, you just never know. Anything's possible. But I think DRC will be disappointed. I think they had a 4-match winning streak, broke that before AFCON. I think they'll be disappointed. I think they should be disappointed. Anyway, we move. We've got Guinea-Bissau take on Djibouti. Guinea-Bissau getting their first win of the qualification stage. Only 1-0. I think they'll be a bit disappointed with that Guinea-Bissau. Maybe on another day they could have scored about 4 or 5, to be honest. This game was being held in Egypt, and I thought Djibouti played better compared to matchday 1, where they got slapped. I think it was a 6-0 by Egypt but much better performance. And Guinea-Bissau now on 4, and they have had a very good window in my opinion this international break. They have made sure that they are a very difficult team to beat, and I like what I see. Moving on, we had Liberia take on Equatorial Guinea, another 1-0 Equatorial Guinea win. They end the window on 6 points. That game against Tunisia is going to be absolutely huge for Equatorial Guinea. But they won 1-0. Good result for Equatorial Guinea. I thought they did their job well. Away to Liberia. You can't expect Equatorial Guinea to win, but still I think the pressure of delivering based on how other teams are doing in Africa, they have done well. I think they have done well this window so far. I think a win is a win. And let's see what they can do at the Africa Cup of Nations, where I do think they've got a good chance of making round of 16 now. With the way Nigeria going. And Guinea-Bissau one going to be a difficult one, but it looks like Kenya won 5-0 against Seychelles in Côte d'Ivoire. So this game took place in Abidjan for Seychelles. Kenya won 5-0, big win. I think this will give Kenya a boost. Let's see what happens. Moving over, we had the Gambia taking on Côte d'Ivoire. This was being held in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. 2-0 win for Ivory Coast. I thought they were favourites. Their class came through in this one. They're just too good. I think they rotated a lot compared to how they played on match day 1. Still won quite comfortably, I thought. Gambia showed a real lack of fight. Really not impressed. Look, Tim Sanford is a good coach. I think he's done some good things. But I feel like this Gambia team's outgrowing him a bit here. And his approach just... I can't get my head around this approach. You got, right, where one of the most talented attackers, Adama Bourjang's not being picked. I don't know what's wrong with Minetti. He's injured or not. But Gambia just don't... they're not satisfying me. And I think in that group at AFCON, this might be a difficult group for the Gambia. So we shall see how that goes. But if I base their performances in this last 2 games, very, very poor. Mali disappointing again. Another home game, another struggle at home to Central African Republic. Come on. You have to be winning these type of games. That's the game you want to play as a Mali player. Mali I had so much expectation before the qualification stage, and they haven't delivered. Barely beat Chad, and now they drew with the Central African Republic. They scored in minute 76. I thought 1-0, okay, Mali got this, but then Kondobia gets a goal back for the Central African Republic, and then eventually, I think there was a bit of a delay, players came back on, game went ahead, and Mali couldn't find the winner. Big drop point for Mali, really poor result, and the performance deserved it. I don't think they played well, to be honest, can't lie. Moving over, we had, of course, Madagascar taking on Chad. It ends in a Madagascar win in Morocco. Good win for Madagascar. They were unlucky not to win on match day 1, so good result going away to Chad and winning, so I think they'll be satisfied with that. Moving over, we had, of course, Somalia taking on Uganda in Morocco. Another game in Morocco. Seems to be CAF's favourite host after Tanzania. Tanzania, Morocco, South Africa, these guys seem to get a lot of games to host. But yeah, so anyway, it was 1-0 to Uganda, but Somalia, I think, have fought so well. Their world ranking, what is it, 196 if I'm not wrong, or 2, I don't remember the exact ranking, but they are definitely a much better side than that. Dual nationals in there, but still, I thought it was a good account again. Gave a good account against Algeria, and I think this is why I love this CAF's new format of the Africa Cup of Nations. It gives everybody a fair chance, and I think Somalia have benefited the most. I think they look like a team that's able to take on the big boys, so I think that's good to see. Uganda, it was a tougher game than they probably expected. Still got the win, I think. Unlucky not to get a point against Guinea. But there's a long way to go. And the way this qualifying is shaping up, I think we might see a lot more of surprise results. Botswana have done on their number on Guinea. Guinea have lost to Botswana. I'm baffled. I didn't see this Guinea loss coming. It was generally a very poor performance. Deservedly lost the game. Just absolutely not good enough. And now they're in a tricky situation. Really tricky situation all of a sudden in this group. They needed to improve. They haven't done enough, in my opinion, to win that game against Botswana. But still, it puts their position in precarity now because there's not much room for slip-ups anymore. Moving on, we had Malawi versus Tunisia. Barely did Tunisia win that game. Maskin scored a penalty late on, which I don't think was a penalty. And Tunisia, unconvincing. Very unconvincing on their first 2 match days. Jalal Qadri has a lot of questions to answer already, and I'm like, I expect them to do alright, but Tunisia just don't seem up for it. It felt really weird. I know the climate, everything like that didn't favour Tunisia, but still, Tunisia, you're probably Africa's best. I expect better from you guys. So I thought it was a very disappointing performance from them. And if I look at their performance compared to Algeria, who went away to Mozambique and won, can I imagine that this Tunisian side going away to Mozambique and winning? At the moment, no. So Tunisia, the group they got as well, South Africa, I think it's Mali in it, so their work is actually quite cut out as well. Moving on, we had Eswatini take on Cape Verde. Big win for Cape Verde. Cape Verde will be happy with their window. I think the way it's ended, to be honest, good win away to Eswatini. Not an easy place to go. They drew to Eswatini, if I'm not wrong. This game was being held in South Africa, of course. And then the shock. Talk about South Africa. Shock of the round. Rwanda. Hell beaten South Africa. And if you're Nigerian, you're happy about that one. Because at the moment, if South Africa did win their game, they'll be 4 points clear of Nigeria. But now the gap is just 1. And that game in Nigeria, match day 3, Nigeria versus South Korea and South Africa will be absolutely paramount. A game that Nigeria had to play better in. But South Africa just genuinely very disappointing. Rwanda, well done, completely fair play. And I think if you've seen Rwanda play for a long time, you won't be surprised. I thought this result was coming. So huge well done to Rwanda. They were brilliant. They had a game plan. They scored 2 goals early, and South Africa just never recovered in that second half. Just never had any sort of bite. And I think that's going to worry Hugo Bruce, because they did the same against Benin. First half, scored 2, then completely went off the boil in the second half. And now this performance, the preparation is not looking good, but still, that game against Nigeria is a big one for them. Lesotho continued to impress as they drew 0-0 home to Benin. This game was also being held in South Africa. Good stuff. I really like what I saw from Lesotho. Had a compact block, made life difficult for South Africa, and that's what you expect. At Benin, not a disappointing performance. I thought they would have enough to win this game, but not to be. South Sudan get a draw against Mauritania in Senegal. I told you South Sudan are not a bad side, and they showed it in this game. I think this is a great result against Mauritania. Mauritania, who are qualified for the last 3 AFCONs, if I'm not wrong, to get a draw against them, I think will be impressive for South Sudan. Very good stuff from South Sudan. Big result in Togo. Togo hold Senegal. Senegal, away games against teams they should be beating seems like a horror love story at the moment. They can't buy a win. And this game they should have realistically lost. Amount of chances that Togo had. On another day, Togo do win that game. So Senegal need to fix up before the AFCON, because they actually do have a group of death indeed in their group. Same time in Principe was in Namibia. 2-0 win for Namibia. Standard win, I think. But same time only conceding 6 goals in its first 2 rounds. So I think they'll be alright. Another surprise. Libya holding Cameroon to a draw. Rigobert Song rotating a lot for this game, weirdly. And it bit them. And they have dropped points. And that gives, of course, Libya, Cameroon, Angola all hope, because this is the time of game you expect Cameroon to win, and they didn't. And it was genuinely another poor performance. Libya have looked better, cannot lie. A draw is a good result against a team like Cameroon, so I think they'll be happy with that performance. And anyway, we've got Comoros Islands taking on Ghana, and what can I say? Comoros have done it again, people. Comoros have done it again. Fantastic result for Comoros. Played some really well. The pitch wasn't great in Comoros, but I think Ghana should not be relying on a pitch against a team like Comoros. Absolutely inexcusable result. Not good enough. And I don't know what's going to happen. What's it now? November, if I'm not wrong. So they got really December, and then they got Africa Cup of Nations. So do you now give Chris Hughton AFCON, or you give him the boot? Because so far he deserves to get the boot. The performances, the way he's using the players, nothing's good enough. Nothing's good enough. Anyway, another surprise in Marrakesh. This time it is Niger taking points of Zambia. What is going on with these upsets? Another one. Avram Grant won't be happy with that performance. 2-0 up inside the first half were Niger. And Zambia got to go back. I think it was Dako scored, but just not enough really to make enough of an effort to really come back into the game. Just not good enough in my opinion. Really, really poor. And that's key points dropped for them in my opinion. And if they really wanted to even make the top spot in this group, that's looking very unlikely now. Another drop points, another upset really. Angola being held by Mauritius. I don't know what to say. Angola really, really poor, lost their way. I think loads of dull score lines, loads of boring football right now, and they need to improve a lot before AFCON, I think, if they're going to do anything serious. But this right now is not good enough. Great to Mauritius, defended well. Anyway, we move. We got Ethiopia taking Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso winning finally. It was a 3-0 win, but Ethiopia had them for large parts of that game, I thought. And on another day, it ends 1-1 or something. But Burkina Faso will be happy with that. A win is a win, and they're back on track. Let's see what they can do at the Africa Cup of Nations. I think they got a decent group with, I think it was Algeria and Angola in it. I can't remember the other team. But good result for Burkina, and much, much better. Final game of the African Cup, World Cup qualifiers, match day 2. Tanzania taking on Morocco. Morocco winning 2-0. Hakimi missed a penalty early on in the game, but Ziyech scored an absolute worldie. And then late on, Morocco got another one as well. Morocco, good result. I think the way the other African boys have prepared, Senegal, Cameroon, if I'm not wrong, they did. Morocco will be confident. Of course, I think the North African side have genuinely had a very good match day 2 if I look at it. Be it Libya, be it Morocco, be it, of course, who else was it? Algeria. I think they'll be happy with their work here in Morocco. Anyway, time to look at the table. So let me get the table off. Let's see what we got. Some surprises in there. So Egypt on 6 already, 6 points. Burkina Faso on 4. Guinea-Bissau on 4. Sierra Leone 1. Ethiopia 1. Djibouti none. Group B, surprisingly, Senegal only on 4. Sudan on 4. Sudan got a big win against Congo, so credit to Sudan. They'll be disappointed they dropped points to Togo. DR Congo 1 win, so they're on 3. Togo unbeaten so far, 2 draws. Mauritania 1. South Sudan 1. Group C, surprise, everybody. Rwanda top of the table on 4 points. South Africa second. Nigeria are on 2. Lesotho on 2. Zimbabwe on 2. Benin on 1. Weird seeing Rwanda topping a group which has South Africa and Nigeria, but I guess what it is. Moving on, we had, of course, Cameroon topping it with Cape Verde and Libya all behind them, with Angola on 2 points, Mauritius on 1, Eswatini on none. Group B, Morocco on 3 and already have played a game less than Zambia, so they're looking very good out there. Zambia second, Niger third, Tanzania 4th, Congo Brazzaville none. I don't know what's going to happen with Congo Brazzaville, to be honest. Moving on, we've got Ivory Coast on 6. Favourites to top that group, looked good. The depth in their squad was excellent. Went away to Gambia, went second gear and won, so credit to Ivory Coast. Gabon on 6 as well, so good start for them. Kenya on 3, Burundi on 3, and Gambia on 0, Seychelles on 0. Algeria on 6. I think Algeria had a good window based on how the other African sides have gone. Belmadi doing a good job there, 6 for them. Botswana second, weirdly, so Botswana second, they're on 3. Guinea on 3, Uganda on 3, Mozambique on 3, Somalia none. Group H, we got Tunisia, Equatorial Guinea both on 6. That's going to be an interesting matchup when they do play each other on match day 3. Namibia on 3, Malawi on 3, Liberia none, São Tomé none. Then we got Comoros Islands here. Comoros Islands on 6, deservedly top of the table. Comoros have been a story of this qualification process so far. Brilliant stuff from them. Mali on 4, on another day, easily could be 2 with the way they played against Chad. Madagascar on 3, Ghana on 3, lucky to win that game against Madagascar, to be honest. Central African Republic on 1, I think they'll feel really, really harsh with where they're standing in this group, but I don't think they played well enough against Comoros. And finally, Chad about on the table. So anyway, so this was your final game in the African World Cup qualifiers before the main tournament, AFCON, coming in January. That's just going to be a lot of fun. You'll get all the coverage on here of the African Cup of Nations. So anyway, if you like the video, please like and share the video. If you like my videos in general, please subscribe. Leave me your opinions in the comments. Leave me your opinions about the teams in the comments. And I hope to see you guys later for another video.